how PPF can still be done without opening anything on the bike. That will hamper the finish of the entire bike. Welcome back to Crankit Automotive, and आज है पास 2026 Suzuki Hayabusa in a lovely silver color. Now, this particular bike has come in for a full bike PPF installation, and it is coming at the perfect time. The client got delivery of the bike last night, and today the bike has come in to get the PPF installed on the full bike. That is the perfect time to do it, because when the bike is brand new and it's got no scratches or stone chips on it, that is the best time to get it done. So on Superbikes, you could end up with a lot of scratches and a lot of stone chips because of fast speeds or tailing someone. You've got small pebbles also flying, coming, hitting the paint. It could chip it off, and you can't keep getting all your panels painted all the time. So it's very important, if you've got something of this particular size and category of bike, you should definitely protect it with PPF. Now, the PPF installation process is very simple, but some people try and overcomplicate it by opening up a lot of things on the bike. Now, at the end of the video, once the PPF installation is done, we're going to take you around the bike and show you that we didn't open anything, and yet we managed to do PPF on this particular bike, completely covering all the painted surfaces. Now, that is something you need to keep in mind, because a lot of people will tell you, sir, we need to open up the fairing, we need to open up the mirrors, and we need to open up other parts to do the PPF properly. So that is the main emphasis of showing you how PPF can still be done without opening anything on the bike. The only thing we removed is the rear seat, and that's about it. So yep, let's get started. First, we're going to completely wash the bike properly, do a good clay and decontamination wash so the paint is clarified, and then we move on to the steps after that. So anyways, first let's get started with the good decontamination wash and clear off everything on the bike. Next step after the entire decontamination wash is the paint correction on the bike. Now, the bike still has a lot of scratches on it, even though it was unboxed 5 days back, because of the handling at the showroom, and after that there are finer scratches on the paint. Now, it's very important we remove that before we install the PPF on the bike, because once the PPF installation has been done onto the bike, we won't be able to access the paint, and if there are any scratches left below that, that will always show. And considering this bike is installed with a PPF for the warranty of 5 years, well, he's not going to be removed for 5 years unless something happens. So it becomes very important for the shine and the gloss that we remove all the scratches before we start the installation of our PPF. So anyways, let's get started with the entire paint correction, and after that is when we will put on the PPF onto the bike. So now the next stage after we're done with the entire paint correction is the installation of the PPF on the bike. Now, we do this in an enclosed environment so that there is no dust or foreign particles that come under the PPF while we're installing it, because that will hamper the finish of the entire bike. Because if you got dust and debris while the installation is happening in the air, it will sit right under the PPF and that'll get locked in under the sheet. So that should definitely happen, because if that does happen, then that is going to stay there forever. So anyways, you always got to use the proper tools in order to install the PPF without opening the bike. Now, that is one of the most important things to do. If you don't have the right kind of tools and the expertise of installing the PPF, you will have to open up everything, and you will not be able to tuck in your PPF without actually removing a lot of parts, which we will show you once we're done with the installation, how it has been installed on the bike without removing anything. So anyways, let's finish off the process, and I'm going to show you the end look of the bike once we're done. Finally done with the installation of the PPF on the entire bike. Now we're going to come in close and show you that the PPF has been installed on the visor, the piano black and the headlight. Let's look around the corners if you can see any cuts anywhere, and you will not be able to see a cut anywhere on this particular panel. Now the main part are where the mirrors are. If you come in closer, you will not be able to see any cuts around the mirror as well. This is all in one piece. So has the fairing been done in one piece. I'm going to show you along the edges. That is where the main cuts happen, and there are 0 cuts here as well. As you can see, people say you can't do the tank in a single piece, you've got to cut it and put it, but there are ways to do that like we've done here. Your entire tank will come in a one piece, so it will not take away from the look of the bike. There are no nasty cuts here and there, so that is something that looks good, because otherwise the finishing of the tank can look really bad if there are a lot of cuts on that. The rear panel, as you can see, has also been done without taking out. We never removed any of these panels. We've done it without removing the panels, and we've tucked it in to all the grooves that we have got within the bike without opening and fitting it back altogether. So like you can see, most of the panels of the bike were never opened except the rear seat and the grab rail, to pretty much just take it out and then install the PPF. So yes, I do not recommend opening the bike if you don't need to, and only people who have that technical expertise can do that. And if you're leaving a bike like this, you should honestly be leaving it with someone who has the technical know-how of that particular bike, and you shouldn't be opening a lot of stuff, because every time you open things on a bike or a car, you're increasing the play in that particular joints or in the screws or in the holding that is there, and most of it are plastics, so you don't want to be doing that unless you really need to. So anyways, we're done with the entire project. You've seen how it looks at the end. So yeah, if you liked the video, let us know and we'd be happy to work on your bike.